How's it? Today is Monday, August 22nd, and I have a lot of shit. Um, Today is the first day where I'm moving into 4 days of training deliberately. So, I guess in the past, I technically would be training 4 days a week when I missed the Saturdays. So it would be in the past, it'd be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I guess Saturday was optional. That is not what we're doing now. What we're doing now is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And so what that means is we're taking stuff from the Tuesday, we're putting it on the Monday, and stuff from the Tuesday and putting it on the Wednesday. Or something like that. I don't know. Um, Today was the first day that I did that. And so what it is starting off warm up with snatch, push, press with overhead squat, 3+1s. 3 sets at 85. That's kind of like a quote unquote warm up. 85 is super light, but it's kind of odd to be doing this the first movement. Normally on Mondays, my first movement is a snatch or some variation of a snatch. But as you can see here, this is my first set. I'm not doing that. After these 3 sets, I moved into some muscle snatches for warm-ups for the actual snatch. So he said to do 5 total sets of triples. So I went like bar 30, 40. I've never loaded weights like that before. um, but I did it, and that is what happened. I went from there. Then after that, I was doing power snatch triples up to 75 for 5 sets, I think. And then after that, I was doing some snatch high pulls for like, I don't even know how many sets of that. A pretty high amount of those. And then after that, I did some front squats. I was dying by the time I was halfway through my power snatches. Ordinarily, I don't have days like this. I don't have long days like this. Usually, I have on the Monday just the power snatch, some pulls, and then some overhead stuff. And the pulls and the overhead stuff are really kind of inconsequential. I always say that I need to work better and focusing more on them to practice my technique better, which is still true, but I normally, at that point I've already like mentally and physically kind of reached a point of exhaustion. And for this workout, I haven't even started my power snatches here, and we're like 3 minutes into the video. And so it just kind of paints a picture of how long and how difficult today was, even though the weights are super light. Like I went down 10 kilos from last week's like quote unquote top set for power snatches, from 85 down to 75. And I was struggling. This set of 40 power snatches was probably the best power snatches ever felt for any weight. I just feel super precise and super like ironed out on those. I mean, yeah, it is lightweight, but I don't think I've ever felt like that with 40 before. So that's a positive sign for sure. We'll see what happens as I go up. Well, I don't remember what happens, but you'll see what happens as I go up. I get more and more tired. I think just kind of how I always lift, the first rep for each of these sets is pretty good. And then as it gets further into the set, of course, my technique starts to falter and it just becomes more and more difficult. I guess that's true for everybody. If your technique didn't get worse, then are you either you're like moving super lightweight, or your amount of energy expended is inhumane, and you're like a superhero. This is 70 here. That's my last warm-up set. And then 75. Here we go. Some of these are like borderline power snatches. None of the first ones for sure, like I mentioned earlier. And then this third one here is like a big yikes. Yeah, definitely not power. Um, it is what it is. Here's second set. At this point in the workout, honestly, I'm not sure what I'm focusing on. Like I said, it's so deep into the workout that um it's hard to maintain mental focus. And essentially at this point, I'm just trying to get through the reps. I'm just trying to go through the motions to get through the reps. And definitely that's not the best way to lift. That's not the best way to practice. But maybe at some point this is what I need. I don't know. I think generally my technique is pretty good. But then what ends up being the issue is overall strength. And so maybe if I'm thinking about how my technique is helping me, then being tired and growing in that area where it's like I need to grow as far as strength goes, maybe that would be helpful for me. Pretty good set. And then here's my last set, starting after this. He told me to, depending on what I snatch, because he gave me the option to go 70 or 75, and well, you know me, if you give me the option, I'm always gonna go the higher one, no matter what. Um, After this, he said, well, as I work up for my snatch high pulls, go either if I'm at 70, go to 75, and then do 80. And then he said, kind of just make sure that I'm warmed up for the snatch high pull. That is not what I did. Obviously, I went straight from 75 to 80. At this point in the workout, I was like, how on earth am I gonna do both snatch high pulls and then pause front squats? I genuinely felt like, what the fuck am I doing here? Why is this so difficult? Maybe I chose the wrong weights. Maybe maybe I misheard him. Maybe I am just not as in shape as I think I am. I mean, I don't think I'm in shape, but I don't think I'm like out of shape. This was my last set. And then the front squats after this were pause front squat triples, I think at 110. At first he was saying to kind of work up to a top set of triples, or three sets of three. And then he was like, no, never mind, we're just gonna have you go to a 110, so I don't have to like focus on hitting a certain number, or like getting up to a way where I have to choose. So now more or less I'm preparing my body to, or preparing my mind to be front squatting 110, you know, in my first set. These are not super hard, but they're also not super easy. You can see my upper back kind of curling forward here. Not as much as the second rep on that third one. But yeah, like I don't know what's gonna happen next week. I don't know what's happening on Wednesday either. But today it was an insane amount of volume, and I feel like I've just got ran over by a train. I feel like that a lot of times, but it's usually the day after, not the day of. But today I feel like it the day of. This is my last set, and I actually didn't do any accessories, so yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching. Shoots.